Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rio, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tavua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Atlisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Hola, my name is Tisal. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, high-level blaze destroys businesses and leaves families homeless. Police promise to reduce home invasions. And public urge to assist in curbing attacks against women and children.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
A huge early morning blaze in the center of Kororo Thailevu has destroyed 3 buildings and left 3 families homeless. The fire, which lasted a few hours, was eventually contained by firefighters before it could spread to a service station next door. Anna Ravula reports.
It was a devastating morning for more than 15 people who either worked or lived in the 3 buildings that were destroyed in this morning's inferno.
When I came in the town, everything was destroyed. All the shop was on fire, everything was on fire.
Some tenants from one of the buildings were able to save some belongings.
We lost most of our belongings, but we were able to get some of our clothes.
I have lost all my things in my life. My husband, my children, now my house.
But one young woman who was not at home at the time lost everything.
When I came in, I heard stories about my mother telling me that everything is gone, like really gone. We couldn't save anything at all.
For an employee at the Shop and Gain supermarket, the blaze has affected her whole life.
We worried, eh? We have lost our job, our kids, schooling, everything, yeah? Can't say much.
Owner of Shop and Gain Shalen Kumar says they've lost everything, an estimated of $1.8 million. Kumar plans to rebuild and extend the place, which will take some time.
Kororo is now left with only one supermarket for the entire population in the area. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
A spike in home invasions was recorded in the West towards the end of 2016. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveningilio says the police force has devised plans on how to tackle home invasions and violent crime. Edwin Nunn joins us live for more on this story. Edwin, what exactly does the police force intend to do?
Jackie, the police commissioner refused to divulge details about their operational plans, saying they don't want to alert perpetrators, but he has given a commitment that home invasions will be reduced, if not stopped altogether.
Serious crimes went up by 4% in 2016, mainly because of increased home invasions in the Western Division.
Criminals tended to migrate west, and instead of targeting the bank runs and the common targets that they used to have, they were smart in doing their reconnaissance and identified houses that they could pick on.
It's very unsafe to leave the house alone this time because plenty of robberies is going on.
So my advice to you is to lock up your house when you're going out to work or going into town.
Commissioner Gilio says serious crimes in the West alone rose by 37% last year, what he describes as a significant increase. A new task force is on the ground, arrests have been made, and home invasions are decreasing.
We have put in place courses of action to deal with it, which obviously we cannot divulge because it is something we keep close to our chest.
A new strike-back unit is also being formed with stringent guidelines before officers are deployed.
There was a lot of complaints on police brutality and on these teams, which were going out to apprehend these violent people out there.
The police force needs 86 new vehicles and more trained drivers to improve response times during violent crimes. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The Fiji police force is stepping up efforts to reduce crimes against women and children following an 11% increase in 2016. The police commissioner Sitiveningilio is now appealing for public support to put an end to such terrible crimes.
The Fiji police force is diverting more resources into fighting crimes against women.
Considering men are the main offenders in serious crimes against women and children, there is an urgent need to find out why this is so and nip it in the bud, as our women and children have a right to feel safe.
The force managed an overall reduction in crime but did well in other key performance indicators. But sexual attacks against women and young girls need more attention.
The government and the police are doing their part, but most of the problems arises because most husbands leave their families. If husbands stay home and protect their families, they will be safe.
Women and children are safe now.
Be frank and face reality. We will never be able to stop these moral crimes from occurring, since they are being committed in the very place that is supposed to be providing protection, the victim's home.
Brigadier General Sitiveni Giliho is calling for public support in catching perpetrators and protecting the vulnerable. There were 328 reports of rape and attempted rape, but more than 100 relate to offences in 2015. Last year, the majority victims of rape, defilement, assault and abduction were females aged 13 to 17 years, with girls between the ages of 3 to 17 years making up 37% of the total rape cases reported. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
The second state witness in the trial of a 41-year-old former police officer who allegedly raped a 17-year-old girl took the stand today. Teresia Vakanu told the Suva High Court the victim confided in her after inquiring whether it's okay for a policeman to harass another officer's daughter. Vakanu is a staff nurse at a medical clinic in the same area where the alleged rape occurred. She claims the victim told her the police officer allegedly raped her and threatened her not to report the matter. It's alleged the officer raped the girl on January 22nd last year. The officer faces 2 counts of rape. The Ministry of Fisheries is considering banning the export of beach demur or sea cucumbers because of overfishing. Fisheries Minister Semi Koroilavisau says they've already enforced the law, banning the use of underwater breathing apparatuses to protect the sea cucumber breeding cycle. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
Sea cucumber exports is an industry worth an estimated $40 million, but overfishing is now taking its toll.
It is so bad now that there could be an indication from the Ministry of Fisheries to ask the government to ban the export of beach demur and similar species.
GM for the export company Flysa, Josefa Ngavoka, says sea cucumbers is a thriving livelihood for many Fijians.
Many people that come in, we see it throughout the year, families coming in from everywhere. Since the Winston hurricane, we've seen a lot more interest and more stock coming in.
Koroilavisau says they will review sea cucumber stocks over the coming months before finalising any export ban.
We will carry out a survey within 6 months, which is June, give us an indication on the population of beach demur and other species, and then we'll review the situation.
It's considered a delicacy in Asia. Its abundance in Fiji waters has made it an economic windfall. However, with a growing demand and illegal fishing, its depleted stocks is raising alarm bells about the sea cucumber's future. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still ahead, Fijians encouraged to insure for future. And we win Top Dance Award in India.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तावुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तावुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तावुआ में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Reserve Bank of Fiji is pushing forward with its plans to encourage more Fijians to purchase insurance. Governor Barry Whiteside says following their 6-week insurance awareness campaign and survey, the central bank has mapped out a strategy. Sainiani Boyla has more.
You can see there
After doing a survey before and after their inclusive insurance awareness program, Whiteside says the Reserve Bank of Fiji now has a clear understanding of how much people know about insurance.
From an early survey that we had done in 2015, we got a figure of only 12% of Fijians, or adult Fijians, having some form of insurance. Now that's a very low number for us, and we've targeted in our financial inclusion strategic plan to take that from 12 to 25% over the next 5 years.
Members of the Inclusive Insurance Working Group represent a number of insurance companies. Their chair from Sun Insurance says the group aims to plan out a more simplified insurance product this year.
We as the Insurance Working Group are working towards a product that will make insurance more affordable and more simple and more accessible. That's going to come out hopefully within this year.
After the campaign, about 30% of people surveyed suggested they wanted to buy insurance this year. The survey also set a solid base for insurers to work on. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Hundreds of hopeful applicants turned up at the West End Hotel on Denarau Island today, hoping to get employed at the new Fiji Marriott Resort Momi Bay in Singatoka. There are 350 jobs on offer, but due to the large turnout, some people waited hours to be interviewed. Marriott Resort Momi Bay General Manager Slevano Dresino says they were positively surprised with the large number of applicants. He says this is the first stage of recruitment to identify those who will advance on to the next stage. Candidates will have to provide an online application. These will be assessed before final selections take place. The resort is scheduled to open on the 1st of April this year. Fiji Airways has hired a well-renowned customer service expert to improve frontline operations for the airline. Ron Kaufman is the founder of Up Your Service and is rated among the world's best customer service professionals. Kaufman was behind transformational service designs for Singapore Airlines, Changi Airport and Raffles Hotel. He also spoke before senior government officials and ministers in Suva last night.
Fiji Airways, of course, cannot also do it on its own because the whole Fijian Airways experience is not just about the aircraft experience, but also coming into Fiji, landing into Fiji, departing from Fiji.
The definition of service is taking action to create value for someone else. And in making Fiji a stronger, better, more successful, more prosperous country, everyone has a role to play.
A team from Fiji has been recognized for its performance at the first ever International Dance Festival in Hyderabad, India last week. As an active member of the Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union, the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation was invited to take a team to the festival. Ritika Pratap reports.
The team took almost 2 months to prepare for the first ABU International Dance Festival hosted by Prasar Bharati Doordarshan in India.
Because it was a long way to India, we only chose to take one team, which was the traditional performance, Itavki traditional performance. This was taken from the Conservatorium of Music group.
The group performed in front of more than 2,000 people at the Shilp Kala Vedika Concert Hall. There were 15 dance performances from 9 countries.
It was a good time to showcase Fiji, and also we were also named the best performance of the night for traditional.
Showcasing my traditional dance to other countries. And in India there was a lot of, while I was dancing, there was a lot of audience watching, and it was the first time for them to see Fiji on stage.
It was a good experience. I learned a lot, especially about other cultures, and also about our own culture and how everyone has something in common, and that is our own unique culture.
The purpose of the dance festival is to showcase the cultural diversity of the region and to promote mutual understanding and friendship through dance. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
A national aquatic animal health strategy is being developed for Fiji. The strategy will be used as a proactive measure to address aquatic biosecurity and animal health issues. Speaking to participants that are developing the draft strategy, Fisheries Minister Semikoroi Lavisao says, due to the emergence of serious issues with the trade of aquatic products, it is important to take steps now.
Without such advanced planning, a country will be an ill-prepared to new developments in international trade and the global situation with regards to serious transboundary aquatic animal diseases.
We now join Rachel, who has some interesting news from the business world.
Coming up in business, Fiji TV trading suspended as CEO resigns. And later on in Growing Fiji, PM opens renovated public park in Lami.
Great to have the Tikaram Park reopen, and later on in sports with Jamie, Fiji Sevens team departs for Wellington Sevens. Stay with us.
Na yalangunga andi moala rarara ranalika o tikongon na tao na singatoka ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na sere.
Ya lora subuli kurang bili. Iburan ni batu karaham para binaranga. Do talitakin na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na sere. Bula.
Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Trading of Fiji Television Limited shares on the South Pacific Stock Exchange has been suspended. Stock Exchange Chief Executive Latalita Goro confirms the suspension relates to a recent trade-in which saw Fiji TV shares price jump by 49%. Goro says the SPSC is required to investigate any price fluctuations greater than 10% to ensure they have a sound basis and are supported for information. She says until adequate justification for the 49% price increase has been received, SPSC has decided to temporarily suspend trading in Fiji TV. Goro adds the media company has already confirmed the price change has nothing to do with any information that has already been released to the market. Licensed brokers won't be able to carry out Fiji TV orders until the trading suspension is lifted. Meanwhile, Fiji TV Chief Executive Jeffrey Smith has decided to step down after serving the company for more than 18 years. Karen Lobendan will take over as the acting CEO as of February 1st and will be bringing with her 20 years of television experience.
So yes, it's time to move on, and I think 18 years with Fiji TV is good enough for me. Yes, I'm ending my contract prematurely, but over the next 3 or 4 months I'll still be around in some capacity with Fiji TV, but not as CEO, and then slowly transition out of the organization. So.
The US dollar is in question due to decisions made by US President Donald Trump. Elissa Pedi from HFC Bank now tells us what impacts this will have on the world markets.
The United States has formally withdrawn from the 12-nation Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal negotiated by former President Barack Obama. Donald Trump called the withdrawal a great thing for the American worker, saying it will boost U.S. manufacturing since their Asian competitors will distance themselves. The Chinese have rebounded by taking advantage of Trump's protectionism by advocating for a new 16-nation pact called the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, which excludes the United States. This has caused the U.S. dollar to fall further as investors scurry for safe haven assets, which include the Japanese yen. So, a word to motor vehicle importers in Fiji: expect the Japanese yen to strengthen further in the days ahead.
Now let's take a look at today's exchange rates. The Chinese yuan and the US dollar was slightly up to close at $3.24 and 47 cents respectively. The Australian dollar also rose slightly to close at 62 cents, while the New Zealand dollar dropped slightly to 65 cents. The PNG Kina was up at $1.32. The euro and the South Korean won was down, closing at 47 cents and 517. On to commodities. Oil was slightly down compared to yesterday, closing in at 55.33 cents, while gold was also down at 1,212. Silver rose slightly to close at $17.15. The newly refurbished Tikaram Park in Lami was opened by Prime Minister Varangiya Bainimarama today, and he encouraged everyone to use the facilities to exercise and stay healthy. The park was funded by the government at a cost of $582,000. Ronald Koroi reports.
The new Tikaram Park is the first of its kind for Lami, home to nearly 20,000 Fijians, all of whom the Prime Minister Varangiya Bainimarama attributed the success of Lami town.
While you are smaller than your neighboring super city, you have not allowed that to limit your town's ambition.
The park boasts a section for children and one for senior citizens.
It's a very historical, memorable day for all the people in Lami.
I'm really happy because I don't have to go to Suva. I just come from the village straight to Tikaram Park.
Just like the newly refurbished Tikaram Park here in Lami, others have also been constructed in Tailevu, Valelevu and other parts of Suva as the government looks to encourage more people to leave home, come out and enjoy the fresh air and exercise more, all in an effort to battle non-communicable diseases. Roland Koroi, FBC News.
That's a wrap from the business desk. Sports is up next. Here's Jamie now with the latest.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead, sporting federations advised to start preparing finances now for Pacific Mini Games. And Fiji team depart for Wellington and Sydney Sevens. This and more coming up.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from corner number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team departed for Wellington today on a mission to win back the title that's eluded them for the last 6 years. The world champions will have no time to waste. Early tomorrow, a planned scrimmage session with the only team which beat them in South Africa last month. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Saying the final goodbye to their loved ones, the Fiji Sevens players left our shores for another mission. The side gets into business from tomorrow with a friendly match against England.
Tomorrow afternoon we'll have what we call a scrag game against England, where obviously there'll be limited contact, but it'll just be about trying to get some of the journey out of our legs and into our games, and recovery then on Thursday in preparation for the tournament Saturday, Sunday.
It's a big journey for newcomers Nathanieli Lambalamba and Mesulame Kunavula, and a point to prove for players like Amenoni Nasilasila.
It was more about just them getting used to the dynamics of the group, the senior group, and obviously them finding their way in there a little bit.
Coach Gareth Beba, yet to win any cup titles, is looking forward to being part of world's #1 team this weekend.
Preparing like that, yeah, absolutely. We prepare for every tournament to win it. There's other teams doing exactly the same, and that's what sport's about.
While there is a lot of hope from this team, local fans have also shown their support before the tournament.
My best player is Jerry Dwight.
So I'd like to wish them all the luck. We're all going to be cheering for them this weekend.
I hope them a very good tournament this year, and I wish they would win this Wellington 7 for all the Fijians in Fiji.
Fiji last won the Wellington Sevens tournament in 2010, beating Samoa 19-14. With all preparations done, the side hopes to claim its first title of the season. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, 4 days out from what used to be the biggest party in Wellington, and fans are being urged to buy tickets and support the Wellington Sevens. Organisers say they are happy with ticket sales despite a leading sports administrator of New Zealand claiming the event has run its course. The Fiji Association of Sports and National Olympic Committee is calling on sporting federations taking part in the 2017 Pacific Mini Games in Vanuatu to start sorting out the contributions for the event. Chef de Mission Wayne O'Connor says each federation will give 1/3 of the total amount of the expenses and the remainder will be covered by FASANOC and government. Meli Tavanga with the details.
Team Fiji will take part in 13 sports. Each of the sports federations will submit their contribution to FASANOC.
There is a participation amount levied on each of the sports, and it's 1,500.
Chef de Mission Wayne O'Connor says all levies will be collected from participating federations before their departure.
That money will trickle in over time, as mentioned, in the form of levies each quarter.
FASANOC CEO Lorraine Ma says they are in the process of reviewing the coaches from each federation.
Next 2 weeks, we would have our Selection Justification Commission interviewing the coaches, because that's the process that we have. They interview the coaches to ensure that the coaches are qualified.
The Pacific Mini Games will be held in Vanuatu from the 14th to the 15th of December.
And now we cross live to Meli Tavanga, who is at FASANOC. Meli, can you give us more details on what's needed from Team Fiji for the Pacific Mini Games?
Vinaka Jamie, well, FASANOC has revealed today that it needs $1 million for its participation funds for the upcoming Pacific Mini Games, and also $4,500 is the total amount for each athletes who are willing to participate in the event. And apart from that, FASANOC anticipates a contingent of 215 athletes and officials who wish to participate in the upcoming events. Jamie.
Nakameli. The Fiji residents will have a real challenge to make it into the team for the Rugby League World Cup this year. The local reps will have to compete against more than 40 overseas-based players to earn a spot in the Fiji Mbati. Meli Tavanga reports.
The fans of the English side are quite close to...
FNRL CEO Timothy Nalemba says so far 47 overseas players have shown interest, the largest number of overseas applications they've ever received to play in the World Cup.
Our local boys have to be super fit to be able to, earn a place or earn the final 18 or 22 member squad. Simply because they will be competing against, players that are currently playing at NRL level.
Nalemba says it takes a lot of sacrifices for the players to earn a spot in the final squad.
Game time at premier level to be able to have the capacity to play in World Cup matches.
25-year-old Fiji residence player Etua Tengioni Baravi believes winning a spot in the Mbati is possible, but they must stay focused on making the squad.
My aim is to represent the Fiji team for the World Cup, so I try to be move far away from my friends, my mates.
The Fiji Mbati squad to the Rugby League World Cup will be selected after the Battle of the Mbati, which is expected to be held in September. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
In its third match on its New Zealand tour, the Fiji Under-17 football side played to a 0-0 draw against Papua New Guinea. The junior national team still remains undefeated on tour with 1 win and 2 draws so far. Its next match is on Saturday. That's it from sports this evening. After the break, weather with Angie. And if you're a Snapchat freak like our news anchor Jackie, you don't want to miss our new media segment. That's coming up.
Well, Tevitarokuta, my Vonokula and Rasa Lotoka, the Talita and Avarong on Radio Fiji One.
Bulan Arango Fina, my Corviri Nandi, out the Talitaka Navarongo and a Radio Fiji One, na Procaramu ni Masmasu and a Mataklailai.
Oya Ochone Kurinambila, my Vunagoru, Namakete Hinga Tokakwe, the Talitakina Navarongo na Radio Fiji One, Gena and Domoiviti.
Na Radio Fiji One, Nandomoiviti na Vonga and BNN.
Snapchat is becoming the hottest app in the market, and this year the developers are taking the feature up a notch. Tonight we take a closer look at this popular app.
Snapchat has rolled out the new design it announced last week to all iOS and Android users. As promised, a search bar has been introduced, making it easier to start chats with friends and groups from anywhere in the app. Stories from friends and brands can also be searched. In addition, the app itself has got a visual refresh, adding some new animations. It now allows you to swipe between the main screen, stories, and chat screens. The new feature has revamped its discovery feature, making it more serious news source. But Snapchat still offers the best exciting filters, stories, and unique fun-filled features.
And now it's time for weather.
Good evening, Fiji. Let's take a look at what's happening weather-wise around Fiji. The day started off sunny with conditions staying mostly dry all across the nation. Looking to the temperatures in the west, all centers were in the lower 30s. A great time for tourists along the Coral Coast to relax and enjoy the perfect body tan. Careful, you don't burn. Moving eastward from Peck Harbour to Suva, it was generally pretty hot with Suva hitting 33 with some cloudy periods. And up in the beautiful north, Lambasa also hit 33. Nice day for a visit to the floating islands. The hidden paradise of Savu Savu was slightly cooler at 31 degrees. Tomorrow, expect a slight change in the conditions. There's a chance of rain in the northern and eastern divisions, which certainly would provide a welcome change from the heat. Looking further ahead to Thursday, expect some rain in Lambasa and Savu Savu. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and moderate swells. Our next high tide is at 4:51 tomorrow morning with a low tide at 10:41 a.m. followed by a high tide at 4:50 p.m. with another low tide at 11:27 p.m. And that's the weather scene for today, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked the people, should corporal punishment be introduced against rapists?
They should be given hard punishment across the board so the people will learn from them.
I think they should be punished so they can realize their crime.
Not harsh punishment, but there should be a punishment every time for the rapists.
In human eyes, yeah, they should be punished, but I don't know about corporal punishment.
Australian actor Johan Offner was shot and killed on the set of a music video shoot for hip-hop group Bliss and Esso. Recapping the main stories for tonight, a thigh-level fire destroys buildings and leaves people homeless. Home invasions are major concerns for police, and police force ups the ante in fighting crimes against women and children. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to our poll question, this week we are asking, can Fiji win the 2017 Wellington Sevens? To answer, visit our FBC website. Before we go, today's shot of the day was taken by the FBC crew. This is aerial footage of Singatoka town shot using a drone. A warm sunny day for the salad bowl town. Perfect weather to spend the day on the farm. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, you can follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Now, FBC News aired a story last night in which we said that a 19-year-old girl was allegedly wrongfully injected at the FNU clinic in Tavua, Suva earlier this week. The clinic, although based at the FNU campus, is operated by the Health Ministry and not the university. We apologize for the error. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
बत्तीरी सिंगटोका के आसफ अली बात करता है और रेडियो फीजी 2 हमें बहुत पसंद है और रेडियो फीजी 2 के अलाउंसर लोग जितना है बहुत अच्छे लोग हैं, बहुत लाइक करता है रेडियो फीजी 2।
हमारा नाम रवनीता है, हम नैनी से है, हमें रेडियो फीजी 2 पे पुराने गाने अच्छे लगते हैं।
हमारा नाम सोनू है, मार्केट टैक्सी ड्राइवर, रेडियो फीजी 2 सब टाइम सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।